Hello, I'm Martin Ehrensvard, and this is a course in classical Arabic. It's a great pleasure to welcome you to this course. The course will teach you the basics of classical Arabic and will enable you to read the Quran in Arabic slowly, but still, with the help of resource on the internet and in books. And this will enable you to start reading the Quran if you follow the layout of the course, in about 13 weeks. And it will take some effort on your part. And I'll be helping you throughout the course with these grammatical lectures, pointing you to exercises, and you will have to do exercises between each lesson. And hopefully you have someone to study with. If you do it on your own, there is also helpful material like keys, that is solutions to all the exercises, and so on. Now, Arabic is a Semitic language. This means that it's related to Hebrew, Ethiopic, Aramaic, Babylonian, and Ugaritic, Phoenician, other Semitic languages, some of which you've heard about and some of which you may not have heard about. And the Semitic language group is different from, for instance, the Indo-European language group, to which English belongs. So if you're not a native speaker of a Semitic language, or if you haven't studied a Semitic language before, Arabic will come across as quite different from what you're used to, and not necessarily complicated or difficult. Now, that which makes Arabic and any other Semitic language a challenge to learn, if you haven't learned a Semitic language before, is that there are some structures and some sounds and some words and some meanings that you have to learn. So there's quite a bit to learn. Many different words to learn, to memorize, many different aspects of the grammar that you need to familiarize yourself with, but it doesn't have to be complicated. It's simply a matter of learning these things. And it's relatively limited what you have to know in order to be able to read a text if you have some good help to reading the text. For instance, the Quran is relatively really well documented language-wise on the internet. At Quran.com you have a lot of resources, not least grammatical resources, to help you read. So the course will focus on elements that are necessary for you to read the Quran. If you pick up an Arabic grammar, you'll see lots of stuff, and that might be discouraging. And actually, most of what you find in a standard Arabic grammar is not really necessary if you just have to read a text. There are certain traits of the language which are necessary if you need to read the text, rather than having to produce text, speak it, write it. And this makes it possible for this course in, say, 13 weeks to actually get to read the Quran. So we will do it like this, that I will speak to you in lessons. You will follow the lessons in the accompanying PDF files, PDF files with Arabic exercises. There's an exercise and there's a key to each exercise, that is translations and transliterations in some cases. And then there is a word list accompanying each exercise, so that you can, which works as a dictionary. And I will explain the grammar, and then I will go through some of the exercises to show how the grammar works in real life. You will then complete the exercise and make sure that that you understand what's going on with each lesson before we proceed, because the teaching is a fairly steep learning curve. We will there are a number of grammatical aspects that are crucial for learning to read Arabic, but I can assure you that it will not be hauled through anything that's not really necessary. This course is really stripped down to the bare essentials of Arabic grammar for someone who wishes to read text like the Quran. Okay, so let's start with that, and then the next lesson will be about the Arabic alphabet.